Good evening, everybody. Welcome here tonight to week 24 already. So it's been almost 6 months now. Fantastic. We're getting so long. And I look back at 6 months and I've lost about 8 kilograms, which is a nice pace. It's not too fast. And I'm getting closer to where I want to be, which is obviously our goal is to get there. Okay. And like I've said in the first Zoom, if you want to lose weight, don't diet. Always find a lifestyle that works for you to help you lose weight. Otherwise, you might end with a yo-yo effect. Now, the reasons obviously for the Zoom is a support group to help stay committed, stay motivated, get some health and nutrition tips as well, get some questions answered, and have some fun doing it as well. And tonight, obviously, I normally have cartoons and jokes here, but this cartoon or this picture actually says a lot. Depression is not a joke. You may see someone smiling, but inside they're dying. And depression is a very serious topic to discuss. Now, this week's tip, get help if you feel depressed. Don't wait until you suffer from chronic depression if you get help. Because if you just get in that hole, it's very difficult to get out yourself. Very, very difficult. Now, just remember, feeling depressed and depression, not the same thing. As you said, Afrikaans, te neergedruktheid versus depressie. It's not exactly the same thing. Depression is a mood disorder. You've got a persistent feeling of sadness, loss of interest, down, persistent feeling. And it affects how you feel, how you think, you behave, and other emotional and physical issues. You may have trouble doing normal day-to-day activities. That's depression. You're in a hole, you struggle with things that are supposed to be just natural and normal. And you may end up with feelings of life isn't worth living. So it's more than just a bout of the blues. Okay? A bout of the blues, I'm feeling a bit depressed, I'm feeling a bit down today. Now remember, depression isn't a weakness, and you can't simply just snap out of it. You might need long-term treatment, but don't get discouraged. There is help available. Okay, there are things you can do, and I'm going to touch on some of them tonight as well. Okay, so we're going to discuss some of the possibilities. Just some symptoms very quickly. It's a long list. I don't have time to run through everything, but some of the symptoms might include your feelings of sadness, fearfulness, cry very easily, emptiness, hopelessness, angry outbursts even, irritability or frustration, even with small matters. So small things can trigger you and get upset. Loss of interest in things you normally find pleasurable, like your hobbies or sports. Sleep disturbances like insomnia or even sleeping too much. Tiredness and lack of energy. Even small tasks might seem too much for you. A reduced appetite and weight loss or increased claims for food and weight gain. So you see, weight loss or weight gain can be symptoms of depression. Anxiety, agitation or restlessness, slow thinking, slow speaking or body movements, or a change in your behavior. Feelings of worthlessness or guilt, fixating on past failures or self-blame. So you keep on thinking and rethinking all these things from the past. You blame yourself instead of going on with life. Trouble thinking, concentrating, making decisions, and remembering things. Or frequent or recurrent thoughts of death, suicidal thoughts, attempts or suicide even. Unexplained physical problems like weight issues, back pain, headaches. There can be many physical symptoms also. Now, it doesn't mean if you're depressed, you will have all the symptoms necessarily. It will vary from person to person. And also, all of us at some stage will experience some of these symptoms. But it will only be depression if it starts to really control your life and affect your life in the end. Because we all sometimes get tired. We all sometimes not be wanting to do something we're normally interested in. Okay? Sometimes also all of us might not want to concentrate, we can't concentrate. So it starts to become more chronic and it affects your day-to-day life. Okay? And for many people, symptoms usually are severe enough to cause noticeable problems in day-to-day activities like work, school, social activities, relationships with others. Okay, so and sometimes people feel down without really even knowing why. So sometimes people can have depression without even realizing they've got it. There's a complex link between depression and weight. Um, you know, depression can either cause you to gain weight or lose weight. It doesn't have to be either. It can be one of the two, not both. In other words, some people will gain, some people will lose. That's what I'm trying to say. Your food and your mood will often go together. Some people might go for the comfort eating. Okay, when they feel down, they like to eat. Obviously, that will make them eat more. If they're stressed, some people will eat more. So that will obviously mean they'll gain weight, obviously. It's normal for difficult emotions to make you overeat or even eat too little. So if you live with clinical depression, changes in eating can be long-term and lead to drastic weight gain or loss. So if you struggle with weight, there might be perhaps some underlying depression even involved. Weight gain and depression can stem from social, environmental, lifestyle, and biological causes. For example, if you keep on rehashing your financial situation, okay, or if you keep on thinking about all the bad things that happened to you as a child, those are all things that can eventually lead you into a depressive situation, okay? But there can also be signs of depression. In fact, you're thinking about those things. In the environment, it can also play a role. Like some people live in an area that is, look, this is from a perspective of weight control, weight gain, and weight loss. Now, if you live in an area where there's a lot of fast food joints, convenience stores, and you're far from a grocery store, you know, you might end up buying all these fast foods and cheap foods and processed foods instead of buying proper healthy food. So the depression weight link cuts both ways. You know, it's a case of chicken or the egg. Which one is first? Sometimes depression can lead to weight gain or weight loss, or sometimes the weight loss or the weight gain can lead to depression. It all depends. But in any case, people with obesity are at a higher risk of depression. So your weight can cause depression, and depression can cause weight problems. Okay, like I said, depression causes weight changes, which may be due to physical changes in the body as a result of depression itself, or side effects of antidepressants even can lead to weight gain or weight loss, or change in appetite and your relationship to food. So if you look at depression, like I said, both ways, drastic change in weight may affect a person's emotional state and create physical changes. Now, this physical change can lead to changes in mood as well. So depression can change your eating habits, your level of physical activity, your metabolic system in the end, and all this can affect your weight. So they're all interlinked. Now, they talk about two types. Type 1 is a loss where people have a loss of appetite. Therefore, they get weight loss, insomnia, and suicidal thoughts, for example. Type 2, they can increase appetite and weight gain. Okay, feeling of heaviness in the limbs, excessive daytime sleepiness, and poor metabolic profile. Because you start stuff for all metabolic diseases as well. Now, weight loss can occur in people whose interest or pleasure in eating because of depression, for example. It has to link with the brain's reward system. And antidepressants can cause weight loss or weight gain and some other possible side effects. Now, I'm not saying you must never use an antidepressant, but those should preferably be a short-term solution, not a long-term solution, preferably. Okay, we're talking in general here. Research has shown that the rates of depression are twice as high in people with obesity than those without obesity. Now, there's still some uncertainty about some of these links. And like I said, which one is first? The obesity or the depression, which one is first, the chicken or the egg? Now, it can result because of stress responses in the body. Some factors can include inflammation in the body, oxidative stress, psychological factors like experience of stigma, isolation, or exclusion, changes in appetite regulation, reduced physical activity, change the metabolic, hormonal, and immune systems. So, see, some of these things overlap quite a lot, depending on from which angle you look at depression. We look at it from a psychological or physical, or medical, or social, all depends on which angle to look at it. Well, a classic symptom is a loss of interest and pleasure in activities you normally like. So if you like, for example, jogging, you don't jog anymore. You don't find it pleasurable anymore. And even things like your normal things like brushing your teeth becomes mundane. For a surface saying, why must I brush my teeth? Okay? Or your mouth detects taste as sweetness, but the pleasure you get from eating is processed by your brain. The reward system goes haywire sometimes, and now you don't get the pleasure from the sweetness anymore. So you end up eating more, or you add more sugar to your coffee. And in the end, you can get uncontrollable cravings for food, almost like pregnant women, with craves for things to eat. Now that they're depressed if they're pregnant, I'm not saying that, please, don't get me wrong there. Depression can interfere with impulse control. Remember that thing that prevents you from doing certain things? You become impulsive now because you're depressed. And therefore take risk. You end up with binge eating or bulimia even. The stress hormone cortisol can play a role because it's linked to insulin resistance and obesity. We spoke about this in week 4 about hormones. There's now about hormones later on. Week 4 was about insulin, okay, the insulin trap. But we spoke about hormones also in one of the previous Zooms. We spoke about the link of cortisol, which it's linked to insulin resistant obesity. At first, stress can dampen appetite, but long-term stress can lead to higher insulin levels that drive down blood sugar, but it causes cravings for sugary and fatty foods. In rare cases, a depressed person can have cognitive distortions or thoughts that change the person's worldview in a way that leads to changes of weight. So very often, this Elizabeth Prince, she checks the patient for signs, if they've got signs of avoiding food because of belief that they aren't deserving of food. They sort of feel guilty when they eat food because they don't deserve to be alive or to eat food. Now, how can you break this link? Because it is a problem, and we know it is linked to weight, either loss or weight gain. But how can you break this link? Obviously, treatment is necessary. Get treatment for all means. I'm not saying we should never go for treatment. But treatment should be tailored for individual people because people are not all the same. Today, an ex-pupil of a school, ex-student of a school came to visit me. He's a totally different person. She was obese when she was in school. She was treated for depression. Today, she's a happy young person. She's much thinner. She's also actually studying university now. A totally different person. But she, in her case, she detoxed the body, went off a lot of her medications, which actually led to some of her problems as well. And today she lives a much healthier lifestyle and she's a totally different person. There is hope. Okay, you can break the link, but get help if needed. Okay, there's not a silver bullet that helps for everybody. So therefore it's always good to get individualized help. So you need, especially because we're talking about weight issues here, you need something that will address your depression and your weight issue. Because the one impacts the other one. They're linked. So questions should always ask yourself, do you sleep well? If not, you may need medication to help you sleep better. Or get a good quality calcium and magnesium supplement that very often also helps you to sleep better. Basic healthy eating is important because your food might actually disrupt your hormones. Your food might actually poison your brain. So you need to get the right food as well. Get physical activity because that helps the body heal, cleanse, and so on. People who remain active, even just by going to work, school, or volunteering in the community, have much better outcomes with antidepressant treatment. Even just work in the garden or work in the home, doing things, don't just sit still and mope. An undernourished body struggles to function at its best. The hormonal system is important. Watch week 9 on that, the hormonal system. Remember sorbitol I mentioned earlier on? Watch week 9 on my YouTube channel. Now, an interesting one, some people that lose weight may actually suffer depression afterwards because they've lost weight. And that's very often because of messages from the media that says, if you become skinny, you'll be very happy and everybody will like you. So they get this false impression. And now when they're smaller, they don't get those things. Now there's sort of a disappointment. They're feeling let down. and become even depressed in the process. So the truth is that any personal difficulties, relationship problems, or workplace challenges won't automatically disappear just because you lost weight. Okay? So these concerns and anything else troubling you, you'll probably stick around until you address them. So if you lost your weight, you're supposed to feel better if you don't, then you maybe have to address those issues because you must go and address them, otherwise they might stick around. Some coping tips. Prioritize nutrition with whole body wellness. We know weight loss gives you benefits, but it's not the automatic solution. So you first accept yourself, who you are, your body and so on. Accept that. That doesn't mean acceptance in a passive acceptance, saying, okay, I'm obese, I'll be obese and be like that. That's not what we mean by acceptance. Okay? It's more the active acceptance. You're happy with who you are, and you're being positive, saying, okay, I'm working on my weight, but I'm happy, I'm a happy person. Okay? Instead of focusing on changes or the absence of desired change in your body, consider the foods and activities that help you feel good. So put your focus somewhere else. Don't put your focus on, I must lose weight, I must lose weight, I must lose weight. No. Rather focus on activities that will make you feel good and selecting foods that you will like and will be positive for weight loss and so on. Practice mindful eating and check what you eat. And just plan a bit, choose your foods, your eating habits, and so on. But choose things that also boost your energy and metabolism. We spoke about that also, foods that boost metabolism in one of the previous Zooms as well. And instead of looking at big changes, I mean, you might want to lose 10 kilograms, but even lose only 100 grams a week. Celebrate that. Okay? Instead of push yourself to prepare meals and snacks each day, try smaller changes that will get enough nourishment until you feel capable of more bigger steps. Okay? Stock up on easy to grab nutritious snacks. So if you don't have time to really cook food and stuff, find nutritious ones. Even prepare a lot of meals, put them in deep freeze. You can just take them out and eat them. Also, using whole food supplements will make a difference as well. And support from a friend or a loved one with your grocery shopping to make it easier. Take some with. Okay? Talk to loved ones. It's very important. You need to talk to people. Okay? Weight loss can lead to energy loss. That's also true if you don't plan your weight loss program properly. So ask for help if things get tough. Don't go sit there on and mug. Ask for help. Ask for whatever support seems most helpful for you. Okay, help with shopping or ordering food, help with meal prep and cooking, remind us to eat regularly, eating together or bring a meal once or twice a week, sharing. Okay, look at positive things that people support you with. Try light exercise. If it's work in the garden, clean the house, walking just around the block a few times, but anything that will help, because this will help improve your mood. Spending time in nature, go for short hikes in the nature reserve, for example. Okay, but get help if coping tips don't help. Get help or speak to special people who really work with the situation. So things you can do to help you cope also. I've got about 15 minutes and I must be finished. Dr. Sunshine. Sunshine. Vitamin D3 is great for depression, not just for bones and cancer and so on. Nature's also therapeutic. Get outside, get the sun. Dr. Water. Drink plenty of clean water. Okay? Lemon can be used as a cleanser and an alkalizer and antioxidant in your water. So squeeze some fresh lemon juice in lukewarm water in the morning, a glass, and then drink that every morning. Dr. Exercise, I spoke about that already. This also helps to fight depression. Dr. Rest, go on a holiday. Okay? Make time to go away for a weekend. Make time to go into relaxation. Dr. Sleep, get enough sleep as well. Dr. Laughter. I know that's a difficult one for if you're depressed. Because very often if you're depressed, you go out, you might sit there laughing, everything you're laughing, but actually inside you're still crying actually. This is a tough one, this number 6, but try to find activities that can get that positive feeling inside you. Dr. Food, eat organic, fresh, whole food. Cut out processed foods. I'm going to talk more about this as we go on. Like your starches, your peanut butter, your bacon, also peanuts, sugar, nitrates, we find in processed meats, MSGs, anything in the box. frozen, canned, or packet. Try and cut out those things. Cook from scratch. Dr. Cleanse, and then detox your body, detox your life, detox your cleaning products, your personal care products, your skincare products, your toothpaste. Get those things out of the house because the toxins can actually mess up your system. Dr. Air, breathe deep, clean air. And just go to nature and get clean air. And to ensure they get proper nutrition in, get whole food supplements. Some other recommendations, very briefly, follow an anti-inflammatory diet. Google that if you want more information, or contact me. Check for hidden infections in your body. Maybe you've got some inflammation, infection inside you. Check for hidden food allergens. Get tested for celiac disease, gluten intolerance, and other food intolerances, because that might also cause problems in your body. Get tested for heavy metal poisoning. Change to non-toxic cleaning and personal care products. Get the toxins out your body, out the house, out the system. Okay, because they can very often cause depression or cause imbalances in the body that cause depression. Other tips, like I said, detox your food, detox your body, fix your gut flora with probiotics. There are also natural foods that can also help you detox your body. Practice deep relaxation. Find a way to relax, like meditation, prayer, for example. Introduce foods that help your body detox. Okay. So there are quite a number of things we can go into. Yes, certain things you really have to think about that you don't get that in your life. Reduce and avoid sugar, pasta, rice, other starches, peanuts, peanut butter, popcorn, bread, especially your white breads, red meat, coffee, GMO stuff like canola and mealies, corn, omega-6s, we find in seed oils like canola oil, artificial sweetness, synthetic supplements. These are all things we try to reduce and wherever possible avoid as well. Now, I'm not saying you can never eat red meat, but don't eat a big steak every day. That's not a good idea. Okay? Don't say never drink coffee, but don't drink 6 cups of coffee every day. It's not a good idea. Increase, on the other hand, raw foods, raw vegetables, seeds, healthy seeds, food cooked from scratch, stews, because in stew you have a combination of different foods, variety of foods, soups. Make sure you get omega-3 from fish, like oily fish in your diet. Find good supplements. And there are other similar things you can look into that can increase in terms from a nutrition point of view. Now, there are also other things you can need. Avoid, like TV. Too much TV can actually be negative on you. Movies even. News, always sad. All the bad things on the news normally. Screen time. Apparently the rays from the screen can also affect you. Negative associations. You might have to change your friends even. And don't keep on moping about your problems or thinking about your problems. Rather, listen to positive talks. Read positive books. Attend positive occasions and associations. Make good friends. Serving and helping others. Activities like outdoors, like swimming, work in the garden. Thinking about goals, work other than your problems. Others, set positive goals. And think about that. Self-talk. Boost yourself. Say, I am skinny. I am losing weight. I am a happy person. I am a very sociable. I like other people like me. Say positive things about yourself. Now, ensure a good diet by using whole food supplements. That's so important because our food is so depleted of nutrients nowadays that we lack nutrients. And if you use a supplement, look for a third-party seal of approval on the supplement. Not the company's own little logo that says it's quality tested, but a third-party seal. Is it made from human food extracts, not from synthetics or pond slime and stuff like that? Are the third-party studies show that it gets in your blood? Because once you take a supplement, does it get in your blood? And if so, are there clinical trials that show that these products actually help you and not harm you? Now, if you want to know more about this, on my YouTube channel, there's a video called "Your Supplements Might Be Killing You." Well, check that one. You understand this much better. And then is a supplement juice extracted from organically grown, non-hybrid, vine-ripened, non-GMO fruits and vegetables produced according to pharmaceutical regulations, published in peer-reviewed journals. Now, here's an important one. I want to touch on very quickly. You see, use 3NN. That contains lipids and sterols, which are very important for endocrine gland system for cell health, and it helps for people with depression because it feeds the body nutrients it needs and helps the body utilize nutrients much better. There actually was a Nobel Prize won by two scientists for this discovery as well, for that these lipid systems are so important. So this supplement is so important for people who suffer from depression. And be careful about synthetic vitamins. If it says like vitamin E, for example, as DL, alpha tocopherol, as synthetic. And there are studies that show that synthetic vitamin E can be harmful. Okay, so find a good supplement. But the 3NN has been removed from our food because the food are processed, they remove the lipids and steroids for shelf life purposes. And this is such a double whammy for diabetics because in the whole grains you find this, and it's so important for the endocrine system and for cell health. Omega-3s. Find one that contains all 8 omega-3s from the fish family that's cold pressed, cold extracted, and tested for 200 families of toxins. And has been researched. Here is an example of one that has been researched and tested. Remember I said earlier, inflammation can actually lead to depression as well. This one reduces inflammation by 68% in 8 weeks. It also reduces the omega-6 ratio to omega-3 as well. It's very important, omega-3s. Antioxidants to remove the toxins from the body. Find one that's researched and tested. That's not made from Dunella salina, which is a pond scum. It's made from food. It contains all 15 families of carotenoids. Has been proven in human clinical trials published in peer-reviewed journals. There are products like the one on the right-hand side that shows research that it actually does help the body. Okay, but do your homework. A protein shake, so important for the body to make hormones and enzymes for nutrition. Okay, if you want to lose weight, you can even use this one to replace a meal. Now, week 11, if you want to zoom week 11, you'll get more information about some meal replacement shakes and what to look for. But here's an example. You need this type of thing to make sure you get a proper nutrition in, so your body can cope with the challenges it faces. Vitamin B, a sustained release. It releases the supplement, the vitamin B, over an 8 to 10 hour period even, which is important because vitamin B is water soluble. And because it's water soluble, what your body can't use now, you will urinate out. And most vitamin B supplements on the market, that's what actually happens. Okay, you're wasting your money actually. You don't get the results you're supposed to get. And must be complete vitamin B as well. Okay. Other things that will help is magnesium and calcium, and we'll use vitamin D3 as well. So there's some products like these on the market, magnesium supplements. Again, find natural ones, not synthetic ones. Be careful of these fizzy tablets for this magnesium and calcium, because the fizzy ingredients can sometimes lead to kidney stones even. If you feel depressed, go see your doctor or mental health person. Or if you don't go there, at least speak to a faith leader or someone else you can trust, or a good friend, in other words. Having a strong faith, like myself, faith in God, that can be beneficial. Don't procrastinate, because a depression or feeling depressed can turn into clinical depression. You don't want. And there is help available. There's a weight loss table. Janet is definitely setting a pace here. An example. Remember, there's the prize the first Monday of May. I'll give that out for the person with the biggest percentage weight loss. And Janet is definitely in the lead, but you must be part of this table, otherwise you don't qualify for the gift. Okay, the 3NN, which I mentioned early on, is one of the possible supplements you can win, or a fiber tablet supplement. Okay, here you can see Janet is losing much faster than me, but I was naughty last week, as you picked up, and now this week I lost again. So I'm on track once again. But if you don't succeed, hang in there, take baby steps so you can get where you need to be. And the summary, I want to finish off here. Remember that your lifestyle, look for signs of depression, avoid toxins, avoid artificial things, consume the fiber and food, make sure you eat balanced food. Okay? It's not about perfect, it's about effort. And when you bring that effort every single day, that's where transformation happens. So just put it every day, and you can do it. Join your weight loss support group on Facebook, also by subscribe to my YouTube channel. We can get all the videos, all the different recordings of the weight loss Zooms. And you can also email me or contact me on WhatsApp. But I quickly want to play you a little video as well. Barbara, give me a minute or two into your time, please. Remember, tonight's talk was from a lifestyle nutrition point perspective, from healthcare perspective, not from a doctor's prescription point of view. Well, thank you, but here's a little video from Chris. I'll just quickly share the sound. Hang on. I'll just quickly share the sound. I forgot to do that for you. Sorry. Share sound.
I've been asked to talk about depression. I suffered from depression as a young man from about 21 years of age for 14 years till I was 35. So it's been a long time, and I'm in my early 60s now, so I've not suffered from depression for more than 27 years now. So the first thing or advice I'd give to anybody who's depressed is to identify the cause of your depression. And most people know exactly what the cause is, and they won't share it with anybody else. It's very personal often, and it can be painful. So for yourself, identify the cause. For instance, let's say a husband abuses his wife. There's no way on planet Earth that with the approach of psychology and medicine and all of this, that you could ever rationalize and make that into an acceptable, pleasant event. So, you know, I had very, very bad experiences with talk therapy and psychologists and all of these kind of medications and things. So that was not an option to me. When I identified and confronted the problem on my own, and I made some lifestyle choices and surrounded myself with great people, that made a huge difference. So as far as lifestyle goes and things, I found that coffee, red meat, things like that make me sluggish and made me depressed. So today I avoid things like that. I don't take any alcohol in any case. On the side of supplementation, I found great results with vitamin B complex. Obviously vitamin B for your myelin sheath and your nervous system. So if you get anxious and you get depressed, vitamin B is a great supplement to take. Then the omega-3, the oils, the salmon oil plus. It's got all 8 the oils in that you need from the fish families. And again, I'm not talking about the nonsense things you buy in a shop and in a pharmacy. I'm talking about pharmaceutical grade nutraceuticals. So talk to the person that shared this video with you and get into contact and get the right stuff. 3NN, lipids and sterols, those are another great supplement which is very useful. All your cells, and they vary between 70 and 73 trillion depending on who's counting, the accountancy company or the auditors. All your cells are surrounded with these oils, and these have been processed out of your diet. So for energy, you know, you need energy if you're depressed or if you have these ups and downs, 3NN. And then again, the shakes. I always take a protein shake, but again, 22 amino acid, a full protein shake. Everything in your body is made of protein. So supplement properly. First of all, identify the problem and be honest with yourself, and then have a method to attack that and to address the challenge. Lifestyle changes, great food supplements, some foods to avoid and enjoy, and surround you with supportive and great people.
Okay, Chris wrote a book, How I Beat Clinical Depression. It's available on Amazon. There's the book. If you see the cover, go on Amazon. You can order it there. He also explains about his own journey and how he beat the depression. Okay, this comes from the information given there about the vitamin B and the omega-3s, which he found helpful. It was in a very high doses of tansine, and it caused a lot of problems for him. And in any case, by taking Calmax, all the 3 and other supplements, he found it helped him tremendously. And it doesn't say mustn't go for guidance or counseling, because that can be very helpful. There's space for it. Okay, unfortunately, there's no time for questions tonight. But I hope I've given you some information that will help you or benefit you. I just want to stop my share here. Okay, I've given a lot of information here. I'll put this up on the YouTube channel so you can listen to it again and look at this list that I've given about things to avoid and what you can try and so on. Okay, but I have to say bye now, or you can WhatsApp me and you can talk over WhatsApp as well. Okay, everybody.
Thanks, Simon.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you. And we have a bit call now if anybody is interested.
There's anybody, if you're interested in the business aspect of whole food supplementation, you can just also join that. But that's on another link, isn't it, Barbara?
Yeah, it's another link. You have the link, you can share it.
I have one. If you want, you can ask me and I can share it with you. Okay. Okay, everybody, keep well.